Hi everyone, it's Ben at the English of Everything, and we have a vocabulary lesson today. And I imagine all of you at some point have been to an airport, whether it's to collect someone from an airport, or you are flying on holiday or for a business trip to a different country, or if you live in a very large country, somewhere a domestic internal flight. And what we're going to do today, I'm going to give you a run through of the process of going through an airport from the beginning until the end and talk about some of the vocabulary. So, on my board here, I have the airport. We are going to the airport. And when you arrive at the airport, you either arrive by car, by taxi, or by bus. And when you get to the airport, usually with large airports, they have different buildings called terminals. And terminals, for example, here in Prague, we have two terminals. One is for flights which are inside Europe, and one are for international flights outside of Europe. So first of all, you need to decide which terminal you are going to. Usually it will say on your ticket which flight you are going to. So once you have chosen the right terminal, we go inside and then you must choose whether you're going departures or arrivals. And departures means you are leaving. Arrivals means you are coming in. So if you're going to collect someone from the airport, you go to arrivals. If you are going on holiday, you go to the departures. So you depart and you arrive. Very, very simple. So again, once you've chosen which one of these two you are going to, you go inside the building and the next place you go is check-in. And you walk inside the building, you take your luggage, you have your passport and your ticket in your hand, and you walk in, and there are usually desks for different airlines, different flight companies, and you walk into this place and you find the one you need to go to. Usually there's a big board with all the information on that you need. So you find the check-in desk that you need to go to, and you go to it, and there's a flight attendant sitting behind the desk, and you give them your ticket or your printed out piece of paper that you've printed out where you've done online check-in. And usually if you have a big suitcase or big baggage, you give it to these people and they check it in. And you are left then with your passport. Usually they give you a boarding card which tells you which place to go for the plane, and you have hand luggage. So the luggage you take onto the plane with you. Sometimes this is called carry-on luggage as well. So you've been to check-in, you've got your boarding pass, you've got your hand luggage, and you've got your passport. So where's the next place you go? Now, some airports are different and they're laid out differently. So I'm going to talk about the experience I have from, for example, Prague Airport. And the next place you go to is passport control. So this is a security type place where they check your passport, they check your face, do your picture, make sure it's you, make sure you have a boarding pass so you can go into a secure area. So usually, yeah, you have passport control, just check the passport, check your face. So you go through this area and you are into the secure area of the airport. Now, this is where they usually start selling you things. And this area is called duty free. Sometimes it's called tax-free as well. Because it's classed as international areas, you don't have to pay tax in these areas. And this is duty-free, and they sell you perfumes, cigarettes, alcohols, clothes, and it's just a giant shopping mall that you have to go through before you can get to the plane. And you see people carrying large amounts of things in this area when they buy them, or usually what my wife does is trying on every perfume, and you see ladies doing this and they start smelling 15 different perfumes. So this is duty free, this is the shopping area. So once you've made it through your shopping area, you usually have a big board, and on the big board it tells you where you have to go for your plane. And on the board it will probably give you a number for a gate. And the gate is usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. And they say your gate, you are flying somewhere, your gate number 4. So you go towards gate number 4 and you are waiting for your plane. So you go to the gate, you walk along, there's usually not much to do in a lot of airports at this stage of the journey. So you're waiting, and you go, and when your plane is almost ready, when you're almost ready to take off and go on your holiday or your business trip, you go to somewhere called departure lounge. And this is inside the gate. There is a departure lounge for your specific plane. So all the people who are flying with you will be waiting in this departure lounge. And eventually, when the plane's ready, the flight attendants will tell you it's time to board, time to come. So they will check your passport, check your boarding pass again, and you will get onto the plane. And at this point, you will take off and you will fly to wherever your destination is. And when you reach your destination, you will land. The plane takes off and the plane lands. So you land and you will get off the plane and you will go inside the terminal building to do all the things on arrival. And usually the first place you go through is there's another passport control. So they check your passport, check your face to it, make sure it's the same. So this. And then after this, you need to collect your baggage or collect your luggage. Usually Americans call it baggage, English people call it luggage. So it's up to you which one you use. And then you go to the baggage reclaim. And this is a place where you collect your luggage, you collect your baggage. And there are big conveyor belts that go round and round and round. And usually you have to wait quite a long time, as my experience in most airports is. And eventually your bags come out and you wait and you check and you collect your luggage or you collect your baggage from this area. Now, your journey is almost through. You have your luggage, you're at your destination, but there's one more place you must go to. And this place is the customs. And this is where the security have to check that you're not bringing any illegal things into the country, for example, drugs or firearms or illegal amounts of money, if you're bringing too many cigarettes, too much alcohol, things like this. And usually at the customs, there are two areas. You have nothing to declare and something to declare. So if you have nothing to declare, everything's fine, you walk through. And if you're like me, even for no reason, if you don't bring anything bad with you, you always feel guilty because there's usually an officer sitting there checking everyone, and even though you haven't done anything, it's guilty. Okay. And if you have something to declare, if you have a lot of things, you must go to the something to declare and tell them what you have with you. So once you have been through customs, once you have got your baggage, you are free to go. You go outside the doors and hopefully someone is there waiting to collect you, and you wave and everything's happy, everybody's happy, and yeah, nice to see you again, and off you go on your holiday or your business trip. So these are the steps for going through an airport. We have just so you can check it again for vocabulary. And so next time you're at the airport, try it as you go through. Try and, if you're with someone who speaks English, talk about the different stages of the airport, or if you're there on your own, you can be a little bit crazy and talk to yourself. And yeah, I must go to the baggage reclaim. Oh, now I have to go through customs. Do I have something to declare? Blah, blah, blah. So try it yourself. So this is the airport. So I hope you learned something new from this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Okay, bye-bye.